Okay, my name is Jose A Rivera Jr. Um, I'm I'm glad about for the opportunity that I got from the Latino Partnership. Not only the sessions, the classes, um, they were real enriching, but the opportunity to come to Puerto Rico. With this trip to Puerto Rico, I learned a lot about um, my culture, my history, things I had no idea about, um, the struggles that my people have been through, and to be able to see how the people have come away from that, and some of them are still going through struggles out here for the most part, but they continue to keep their traditions, they continue to keep their own culture, and the way that they bring it up with their kids. That's something I want to take back home with me. I definitely want to use this trip to be able to reach out to some of the younger generation back home. Uh, they need as much culture and enrichment in their life as some of us got in this from this trip. Um, Biggest problem I see back home is that our youth doesn't know where they come from, so they try to fit in different areas, and maybe it has something to do with, you know, the fact that their parents have to work and haven't been able to pass that down to their kids. They've been Americanized or whatever, but it, I'm gonna make sure I do my part now to reach out to that younger generation. Um, the things I learned out here were incredible. Like I just found out that um, the, the 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 indigenous people came from like South and Central America to Puerto Rico, uh, which is a funny thing to me because I'm actually half Puerto Rican and half Salvadorian. My mother's from Central America, and to know that my roots actually come from the same area, it was something good that I was able to learn out of this trip. Also, um, the way that the island is so involved in the politics here. The fact that, you know, about 90% of the people in Puerto Rico vote, and that's something we have to bring back and try to get our community back home to get back into. Uh, it was funny because when we were talking to one of the mayors, he said if if less than 90% of the people vote, there's a problem. So we have to go back and look at the candidates for that term, um, because something happened along the way to make some people lose interest, which I thought was interesting because back home, I mean, we're lucky if 40% of the people vote. And they understand here how their vote counts, and even though they don't have a voice in Congress, I mean, they have a voice, but they don't have a vote in Congress. Um, they still do whatever they can to take care of themselves here, which was something great to me. Um, but overall, the trip was great. I mean, we learned so much, and even as our group today, that came out here, after every day we would have a wrap-up session to talk about what we learned, and after that wrap-up session, we would come outside and sit around and talk amongst ourselves, and it'd be, for the most part, the majority of the group sitting around, and we would discuss more things in depth, and we would be like, oh, I forgot to mention this, or this is something else that I got out of today. So we learned from each other, we learned from the people here. It was just an overall great learning experience of the whole week we were here.